Good morning, good afternoon, or indeed good evening, and welcome to Pit Road Productions for the final round of the debut season of the Shop vs. Shop series. I've got to say, it's been an absolute belter, presented by the likes of Oasis Sim Racing and Pixel Speed Sim Racing. We are here for one of my personal favourite tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at Road Atlanta. We've seen some absolutely phenomenal competition so far. It's got better and better with even more coming in Season 2, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be launching around the middle of May. But my name is Daniel Zippy Salmon, and joining me in the production booth today, the one and only Mr. Morgan Smith. Now, Morgan, yourself, an absolute GT3 veteran. What do you expect to see here today at Road Atlanta?
Oh, I'm very excited for Atlanta. It's a great track for these guys to finish their season off. It's been a great season so far here at Shop vs. Shop. I'm very excited for being a part of this finale. One, because it's at Atlanta, and two, because these guys have come week after week and delivered with exciting racing. And two, because that means we're going to start preparing for next season of Shop vs. Shop. And I know that that's something everyone's been talking about, and we're very excited, hopefully, to get that on the burner as well.
Yeah, certainly it sounds like we're going to have even more shops taking part, ladies and gentlemen, potentially a even bigger show coming for you as well. But let's take a look indeed where they've been and see where they're going. We're at the final round. So we started off at an absolutely fantastic track. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Belgium of Spa. Le Mans took us there for round 2, with Suzuka being round 3. Daytona, an absolute belt of a race that was for round 4 before moving to Algarve for round 5, with the finale being here at round 6. I gotta say, it's gonna be a absolute belter of a show, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get too excited, Morgan, let's take a look here at the championship standings.
Yeah, thank you, Zippy. It's been a good championship so far. Looks like we have a Pixel Speed 1-2-3 with Kevin Desnoyers up front with 100 points even. Edwin Onofre closely behind him with 88, followed by Matthew Baker, another Pixel Speed driver with 67 points. Ryan Hennepin is the first NW Sim Racing driver with 64 points, followed by the first Superlab driver with 62 points. Close behind is Eric Halsbin. Noah Gill in his Mustang for Flow State with 60 points. And Bryden Thomas, another NW Sim Racing, I believe a Corvette for him for 56 points. Andrew Way and his McLaren for SKR Sim Racing in P8 with 48 points. It's a tight field here. Dalton Etzel with 44 and Taylor Atkinson rounding out the top 10 with 43.
Well, that is just the individual Drivers' Championship. Let's take a look here at the team standings. Pixel Speed have been a dominant force since the start of the series, and indeed, they've managed to go and put it on the top step. 304 points, ladies and gentlemen, moving into the final round. Northwestern Sim, they're there with 211 points, but it gets even closer. You look at the battle there for third. Superlap and Flow State, just a couple of points between them. With a little bit of zippy math, 25 points between the two of them. Certainly, I have a feeling there could be a battle there, as is a battle between Oasis Sim Racing and Street Knights, about 9 points between them as well.
A very exciting team championship there, Zippy. I can think of a couple incidents in particular this season that really could have changed what that scoreboard looked like, so it's very exciting to have a good close battle all the way through the final race.
Indeed, it is. Certainly, I gotta say, this is one of those events where I do wish I was driving, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to be here driving Road Atlanta. Morgan will definitely vouch. I'm a little bit fussy on tracks. We call them princess-approved tracks, ladies and gentlemen. And indeed, this is pretty much at the top of the list, ladies and gentlemen. But we are going to take a ride on board with one of these drivers here. We're going to go with Bryden Thomas this time, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be the guided lap. Morgan, if you'd like to get ready, he's just making his way down to 10A and 10B.
Absolutely excited to take a ride along with a Corvette here. Definitely a very lively car in the service. Here we go in the final corner to get the lap started onto the home straight here. The finish line's bright and early there, very close off that turn. It's a late break here and a little bit later.
Damn it.
Oh, no worries. Can't win them all.
Yeah, honestly, it is. It seems to be almost a tradition here on Pit Road Productions for us to find somebody who is who's going to be basically finishing their lap. Let's go on board, find somebody else here. Ian Harris, he's stopped. OT Senior, he has he's finished there, ladies and gentlemen. He's on it. There we go. Let's see if we can get on board here with Cody Haygood. Nope, he's stopping as well. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever try and be a producer and do a guided lap, because by all means, it's pretty much guaranteed you're going to find cars that have stopped. Let's see if we can find somebody here. Kevin Desnoyers, he's making his way down. I believe he may have already done his beyond the close here of his second lap as well. I think for next season, let's give them 3 qualifying laps, purely for the broadcaster's convenience, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, we'll see if he's going to keep it going. Kevin Desnoyers now making his way down over. He's keeping his foot in his Morgan. Are we going to see one more here from the championship points leader?
It would be very exciting to get a hot lap with Kevin here. Cresting the hill, you got to be very careful, easy on the brakes. You can take a lot of curb on both sides here. This curb on the left actually helps you stay a little bit close to it. A late apex here so you don't drift out too far left, and down through the hill here. Down 2 gears usually to third for this uphill left. Very sketchy on the curb on the outside there. People are going to be wrestling with that all night. It's a short straight here into another 2 gears down into third. These guys are going to want to carry as much speed as they can through here so no one jumps on the inside in this tighter corner out into the straight where the good exit is most important.
Indeed, as he makes his way down the back straight, certainly, as Morgan was saying, that final corner just behind us, that is the most crucial on the entire track. Ladies and gentlemen, if you make a fluff of that, it's going to carry you the whole way down, and indeed could put you into a vulnerable position there as they make their way down to 10A and 10B. It's going to be one of the prime passing opportunities, an absolutely phenomenal corner. One of my personal favorites is to go up the hill. A little bit of an off camber here in places. The Kevin Desnoyers is going to bring it round, but certainly a high-speed circuit as well. And very wisely taking a practice down pit road. Certainly, we are going to see a pit stop from these drivers.
You said it, Zippy. Atlanta is a pretty quick circuit. It all happens very fast. I believe these quicker drivers are going to be anywhere between, looks like 117s we have out here tonight. So these laps are going to tick off extremely quick for these drivers. I like to think that Atlanta brings a little bit of a flow state with the up and down and the kind of consistent third gear high-speed corners. It allows the drivers to really just settle in and hit their brake points. There's plenty of room on the track for everything, including passing, so it should be an extremely exciting evening.
Oh, it definitely will be there. Max Goodowns, he was currently running in P14. Is it going to be enough for him to move forward there? His best time currently a 118.84. He was not able to go faster, 1/10 of a second slower on that last lap. But let's take in here with OT Senior. He is incredibly close to Chad Cornett in qualifying. There's just a 100th of a second between them, ladies and gentlemen. Currently, he's gone green in sector 1, so we're going to have to see if he can make an improvement here. Potentially find himself making himself up, not just up into P17, but potentially further through the grid.
Been an exciting season out of OT Senior so far. A bit contentious at times, definitely with a small incident here and there. I'm sure he's looking to get some good points here this evening and hopefully have a good, safe race for his team Street Knights.
Indeed, certainly myself. I'm trying to think of the car I'd probably want to take around here. I think, honestly, I'd love to try it in the Corvette. You know, I've reminisced, certainly the GTE cars have certainly got a little bit more popular as of late. Let's just see quickly here. OT Senior not able to make an improvement, ladies and gentlemen. Still just 100th of a second there. He may have indeed matched his lap from the time before here. So indeed, he's going on another flyer, ladies and gentlemen. See if he can make an improvement. He may just be turning laps there as well. Cody Johnson as well. He's currently out and about, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit further behind him. He's got an orange in Sector 1.
It looks like we're going to have Ryan Hennepin in his NW Sim Racing Corvette tonight going to be breaking up the pixel speed, guys. He is currently sitting at position 2, it looks like. Eric Hallsbin, the super lap driver in the Mercedes with the orange rear end that we like to occasionally check in with, he is in P5 tonight.
Well, speaking of Ryan Hennepin, I understand you've been able to catch up with him, Morgan.
Yeah, Ryan, thanks for joining us before the race here. How was qualifying and how's the Corvette holding up at Atlanta so far?
The Corvette's pretty good, as it always is. You know, it's the best GT3, as we all know. But yeah, this qualifying went well. I haven't been great at qualifying for most of this series, so to finally actually like put in a lap that I can be happy about is good. But just gonna play safe and try and hold off the guys behind me.
Yeah, you said it. I myself am not one to put down a hot lap in qualifying, but then go out in the race and carry basically the same pace I qualified with. How do you feel about Edwin Onofre? I know he's in the row behind you. He's used to chasing down Kevin in second place, and I think he's going to be chasing you down a little bit. How do you feel about the pressure Edwin may be applying this evening?
Yeah, I mean, he can make a mistake, so who knows? I mean, I'm going to do what I can, but Kevin's probably going to dust me pretty quickly, so I might let Edwin, buy a little easier so I can get some draft. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just gonna drive my race and drive safe like I always do. I just don't want to crash. That's kind of the name of the game, especially here.
Yeah, indeed. Plenty of tactics to be had in a 40-minute race, and Atlanta as well. Definitely take into account the pit cycle as well, as you said, with maybe a little bit of slipstream opportunity. It was a pleasure to have you here. We'll let you go, get ready for the race, and hope good luck getting results tonight.
Thank you. I'll need it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, driver for Northwestern Sim, it was Ryan Hennepin. But before we get too excited, let's take a look here at the final grid of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Desnoyers takes the pole with Ryan Hennepin in second. Edwin Onofre, he's going to be there in third with Noah Gill. Absolutely belts with a qualifying time there from the Flow State driver. He's there in fourth. Eric Helsman, certainly enjoyed talking to him last week. He's there in fifth with Matthew Baker. A better qualifying effort from him today. He's going to be there in P6. Certainly, that's a driver that you're going to keep an eye on throughout the race, ladies and gentlemen. He is a little bit of a slow burner. Starts off a good pace and gets quicker and quicker through the event. Archie Woods, absolutely belt of qualifying from him. He's up on pace as well. He's there in seventh with Messiah Joy in eighth. Bryden Thomas takes ninth with Jack Lindner rounding out your top 10.
We have Jonathan Poison in his NW Sim Racing Lamborghini in P11. Next to him is the Pixel Speed Porsche of Taylor Atkinson in 12th. 13th, we have Cody Johnson for Oasis. Next to him is Max Quinones in 14th. Ian Harris and Justin Ruth in 15th and 16th behind them. 17th, we find Chad Cornett, and beside him is OT Senior in 18th. 19th, Ryan Oliver, and Dalton Edsel for Flow State in 20th.
As we have a look there at 21st, is the Oasis Sim Racing driver of Cody Haygood with Nathan Block, certainly the crowd favourite, in 22nd. Carson Schullenberger, he's going to be there in 23rd with Carl Ilgenfriz in 24th. And, oh my gosh, these guys are getting going quickly here, ladies and gentlemen. In 25th, Dan Pankos with Andrew Way in 26th, and then he's going to have the very own Rodney Gibson there in 27th. Ladies and gentlemen, away we go for the final race of the season here for Shop versus Shop.
Looks like Kevin Disler is out front with a great start. Ryan Hennepin holding strong in his Corvette here. Edwin Onofre, very comfortable to just slide behind into third place. I think Noah Gill is going to be quite racy in fourth place. We'll see how the cold tires fare for these Mustangs.
Indeed, it looks like we've got a different uniform there on Ryan Hennepin today. We'll see if we can get that rectified. But ladies and gentlemen, certainly Noah Gill definitely up a few spots already. Speaking of up, ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Block managed to make his way up 3 positions already on the start.
A great start for Nathan Block. Everyone off to a great start here in the final race. There'll be no early incidents here to speak of so far.
Absolutely fantastic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, we're going to find this corner is going to be absolutely crucial. You see Nathan Block there on the corner exit. Right behind him, he has the likes of Chad Cornett. It looks like Cornett got a little bit of a better run through there. A little bit of a razzle-dazzle there from OT Senior as well. Let's keep an eye on him as he's trying to chase down the Flow State driver of Justin Roof. Oh, sorry, Street Nice driver Justin Roof.
Yeah, we saw a big week out of Justin Ruth with some exciting racing last week. I expect the same, and it's exciting to see these 2 Street Night drivers able to link up early in the race and hopefully make some of the team tactics work out for them this evening.
Well, you say that, looks like we're getting into a battle here for P number 14. Ian Harris looking to try and make a move here on Max Quinones, and indeed is running out of real estate here as he's going up on the outside of the Oasis Sim Racing driver. That is Cody Johnson there on the inside, the Oasis Sim Racing machine himself. He's been able to hold on at least from the likes of Ian Harris, but it looks like they're going side by side, further back behind, back in a single file as they make their way over the first set of chicanes.
That's well done by Ian Harris to keep that BMW planted on the outside line and make sure that Justin Ruth stayed tucked in behind him up the hill.
Well, further back, they are indeed going side by side here. It's Carson Schullenberger, the young lad here in the group. He's got the likes of Rodney Gibson just ahead, and indeed he's got Andrew Way right behind. Certainly was not the best qualifying time from the Street Nice driver, indeed, but you see there, right ahead of him, Schullenberger looking to fight back. He's been getting some coaching here with Reed Lincoln. Can he make it pay off here as he goes up on the inside of Rodney Gibson? He's got him on the inside again, making his way down to the back straight.
Both of those drivers extremely respectful, leaving plenty of room. Bryden Thomas taking a little bit of curb on the outside, and Carson finds a good exit here down the straight.
Well, it looks like, oh my gosh, this is going to get very, very busy indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the absolute onslaughts of cars here behind the likes of Ian Harris, one of the Street Night drivers trying to make a move here up on the inside. That's OT Senior, ladies and gentlemen, and he's not quite got away with it. Indeed, Cody Johnson's been able to hold on, but look at the progress behind him. Dalton Edsel says, thank you very much, moves that Flow State Porsche. He's up 3 positions so far on the day.
It does look like OT Senior is feeling very confident in his Street Nights Porsche this evening, putting Cody Johnson under a lot of pressure early on here in this race, looking to kind of break this bottle open here and let some of these drivers find some more track space and some cleaner air, Zippy.
Well, indeed, definitely clean air is going to have value, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look here further back, because it looks like Justin Roof here, we're not really seeing too much of him through these series so far, but he's certainly getting into some battles here today. Indeed, he's got two of the iRacing sim racing drivers right behind him as well. Certainly, he's got the likes of Nathan Block, crowd favourite, ladies and gentlemen. I believe Canada has a version as well. I do have to wonder if it's the same guy. I did see a Nathan Block in the IMSA Classic 500 split I ran in over the weekend as well, but look at the absolute onslaught of cars we got over here. It's turned out to be a really, really good race so far. Further action happening up front, but we're going to stay here with this battle because it is looking like I got a feeling we're going to run out of luck in a few minutes here, Morgan. I have a feeling we're about to see some carnage.
I do want to note here, Ryan Oliver has been able to make his way up, made a position up. He is a little bit of a slow burner himself, Zippy, but he finds some serious pace throughout the race. I know he was putting down some quick laps last time relative to the drives around him later in the evening. So Ryan Oliver here looking to make the most of this punch up. Oh, looks like we may have lost one there. Cody Hagood.
Yeah, indeed. Looks like himself and Carsten Schullerberger came off a little worse for wear there. The front end of that McLaren has definitely become an awesome concept. Let's take a quick look at the replay and see exactly what went down. So you see there, as they make their way down towards turn 10A, Cody Haggard there on the brakes. See a little bit of an incident unfolding just ahead of him. And, yeah, solo error on that one. Gets a little bit loose and nowhere for Schellenberger to go. Ends up having a little bit of contact with his teammate.
That's unfortunate. Definitely not time for the yellow flag to really take effect there and give Carson a fair warning. So carrying a lot of speed through that corner and unfortunately met the door of his teammate there. Probably made some eye contact in that situation.
Indeed, we're back on board here with Nathan Block. He's currently looking to try and regain the back of this pack. Dan Panko's just ahead, actually. That's one of his best turnouts so far. He's currently up 3 positions on the day as well. But actually, speaking of the hard charge, ladies and gentlemen, let's give this man a little bit of a shout out. Dalton Etzel is doing it for Flow State, ladies and gentlemen. He's managed to make his way up 4 positions so far.
Yeah, Dalton Etzel having a great race for Flow State. Always consistently part of the battles, I will say, Zippy. Every time we check in with Dalton Etzel, he is in the mixer for sure.
We're going to see a potential...
Both Ryan Oliver and Justin Ruth getting real racy behind Chad Cornett. Feeling a little bit impatient there and wanting to make the move. That downhill sector is can be quite a handful there when you're going too wide. And you'll definitely end up lifting potentially and losing some speed. So it's a tough spot to pass.
Contact there from Ilgenfriz. Gets into the back of Ryan Oliver. I got to say, that looked pretty aggressive, to be fair. He was keen.
I'm sure Ryan Oliver's currently not too happy about that, but we'll have to watch it back.
Let's take a look here from the chopper camera. Okay, so that explains it, ladies and gentlemen. See one of the Flow State drivers getting a little bit loose ahead of him. Ryan Oliver backs out, and obviously Ilgenfriz cannot see there through the car, but it's a bad day there for Ryan Oliver. He toes back to pit lane. Meanwhile, though, we're seeing a little bit of a battle starting to emerge here between Ian Harris and Max Canone. Certainly, this Pixel Speed driver is actually getting a little bit of assistance here from the NW Sim Racing machine. That is Ian Harris.
Yeah, Ian Harris was able to break free from that pack and make quick work of the gap between him and Max Canone, so we may see quite the hard charge from Ian here over the course of the next half hour, Zippy.
Well, certainly he has indeed decided the enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's starting to apply a little bit of pressure here to Max Canone. Indeed, we're going to see a little bit more bump drafting here. No, he's trying to make a move here on the inside of turn 1. You see the meatball flag there for Ryan Oliver as they almost go side by side through turn 1. Indeed, seeing a good battle here starting to emerge for P13.
Yeah, Max Canone is not leaving him too much room on that 4th gear corner there, carrying a lot of speed. It is A-okay to be tucked up behind a McLaren going around Atlanta, though. You will find the draft here as long as you stay linked up. There will be passing opportunities at Atlanta. So all Ian Harris needs to do here is hang tight and be patient, and I think an opportunity will present itself for him.
Indeed it will. Let's take a look a little bit further up there. One of the Super Lap drivers, indeed, one of the, actually the only Ferrari in the grid, Jack Lidner, ladies and gentlemen. He's currently in the same position as he started, but just managed to get one back there. And certainly he's having a good battle there with Bryden Thomas and indeed Jonathan Prasson just behind. It's going to be a Lamborghini in the field, but certainly you're wrong. Taylor Atkinson, we've seen this man. He is usually one of the harder chargers in the field. Currently in the same position as very side. Definitely had a better qualifying run today. Are we going to see a little bit of an attack from him here, driving the number 4?
And Taylor Atkinson definitely likes to make the most of the brakes on that Porsche. That car able to stop just a little bit quicker than some of these other cars sometimes. Just the nature of the beast, they all handle a little bit differently. And Taylor Atkinson definitely knows how to work that Porsche through the brake zone and make the most of his passing opportunities. Looks like he's going to... hang tight here behind Mr. Poison for now. Not too eager to jump inside on turn 1.
Well, I gotta say, that is the first time I've seen that little decal on the back of that Lamborghini. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't manage to catch it, pugs, not drugs. Certainly, I instantly think of Frank from Men in Black 2. Frank! Get out of there. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Racing Stripes now. Damn it. Fantastic film, don't get me wrong, but I can always get my old man to burst into laughter there. If you've ever seen it, it's a couple film with some very eclectic class. But here we go. We got Ian Harris there, still going out of here with Max Quinones for P13.
Yeah, Ian may be hoping that Max can lead him up to this pack ahead of them. Looks like he may be feeling a little bit impatient, showing his nose inside there a little bit. Maybe he's just hoping Max makes a mistake. Otherwise, a good drive out of these two. Competitive racing. I think we're going to want to be on board when this pass happens, Zippy.
Indeed, you're getting a lot of support here from Max's better half, ladies and gentlemen. Tiana's there in the chat. She's absolutely cheering on her man. Can't say I blame her there. Max definitely no slash behind the wheel. But Ian Harris for NW Sim Racing, he's certainly putting in a good effort. And indeed, both of these drivers are up one position on the day. And Ian Harris has been absolutely applying all sorts of pressure, ladies and gentlemen. Just has not been able to get the move done as far.
Yeah, just 10 minutes down here so far, Zippy, so still a half hour on the clock. These guys are going to want to start looking at their fuel, doing some calculations on their plan of attack. We jump on board there with Eric Halsman. And right here to Pete Warp, back to Ryan Hennepin. Looks like we managed to get that paint job. Wow, Matthew Baker giving him the razzle-dazzle from a couple car distances back, feeling very confident in the Lamborghini.
Well, by all means, he was spending a little bit too much time there with Rob Campbell, certainly myself as well. Razzle Dazzle, certainly his trademark for anybody who flashes the headlights. And by all means, let's tell you what, here's a fun one for the chat. What else would you want to call that? Go as fun, as hilarious as you want. What would you call flashing the headlights, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see what you get in the chat. That'd definitely be a good bit of entertainment there. But currently, Matthew Baker is, he's very firmly being shown the door there. Hennepin takes a defensive line. And indeed, if he wants it, he's going to have to go run the outside of 10A. And indeed, looks like it's backfired here for Hennepin. Noah Gill now trying to get in on the action as well.
Wow, that was just extremely confident driving from Matthew Baker to take that Lamborghini around the outside of Ryan Hennepin. Both of them able to keep the car together, and a great pass stuck for Matthew so far. Ryan Hennepin's not going to let this go easy, and he is looking for opportunity immediately at the start of this next lap.
Now gets a little bit looser in the Mustang. That's going to put him behind the likes of Archie Woods, and indeed from behind Brayden Thomas, as well as almost a little bit of contact there himself. And not Archie Woods, Noah Gill. My apologies there, the flow state driver. But indeed, battles happening throughout the field. The hard charge of the field, still Dalton Edsel. And it looks like he's trying to get one more. Cody Johnson being the next driver on the chopping block.
Yeah, Dalton Edsel is on the attack so far this evening. Looks like there is a little bit of a gap between these drivers and Ian Harris, who's on his own charge this evening ahead of them, but still plenty of time with the pit cycles to kind of link up with more drivers and find more what I would call jumping pads through the slipstream as you kind of climb through the field there for Dalton.
Well, indeed, it looks like Jack Lichter now is going to get involved in this two-way battle and make it a three-way battle. Indeed, he's got the likes of Max Quinones and indeed Ian Harris right behind. I have to wonder, now, is this going to work in the favor of Ian Harris? So, look at Harris go. He said, you know what, I don't want to play with you, Jack Lichter, and pushes Max Quinones by. I wasn't expecting that, but fair play to him. I guess Ian Harris has found his playmate and it's not looking to share.
Yeah, Ian Harris has been linked up with Max for quite a moment. Chose to play it safe. He's feeling comfortable around Max right now, and he's going to make the most of that. It is beneficial to pick one of the true drivers. Unfortunately, you can basically flip a coin at that point, and Jack lost that coin flip for that one. So he finds himself behind Ian and Max.
That was a little bit of contact there for Dan Pankos, and it looked like Cody Haygood getting into an incident as well. One of the few Aston Martins in the field. The other one being driven by the likes of... oh my gosh, Kevin Desnoyers, my apologies there. I'm getting old, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, I feel like I'm getting old. 35 going on 40. Let's take a look here at this battle here. It's Andrew Way now under attack from Rodney Gibson.
On board with Rodney Gibson here. On top of the hill, takes a lot of curb here, finds a good exit.
Oh.
Wow, jumps
brave.
inside. You're going to have to lift to let the other car stay on the outside there. It's very tough through the S-curves, but well done by both drivers. Great pass by Rodney Gibson to find himself up into 22nd place.
Well, I have a feeling on that one, like I couldn't see a slowdown there, but certainly Andrew Wade definitely backed out of that, and it looks like Cody Haygood now is going to try and apply a little bit of pressure there. He's looking to try and make a move here on the inside of that Aston Martin, not quite close enough, a little bit of dirt kicked up on the corner exit there of turn 9. Certainly Rodney Gibson found a little bit of form here. He's now up 5 positions as well on the day. A good charge from him in the Super Lap car. Further up though through the field, ladies and gentlemen, Bryden Thomas now. Whoa, flick there from the Mustang again. Looks like Noah Gill there really having a hard time taming this horse.
It looked like to be the same spot as well as to be the fast open right-hander for turn 1. Finds himself on the hill. Could just be a setup issue. Maybe just didn't have the seat time before qualifying this evening. I'm sure he's going to find his legs. He's in P9 and has plenty of opportunity here to gain a couple more spots this evening in this race.
Well, certainly the way that Mustang, we've seen it handled twice. Indeed, he may put his head between his legs and kiss his ass goodbye should that Mustang decide to take an exit there between turns 1 and 2. But right now, you can see here the likes of NW Sim Racing's very own Jonathan Poisson. He's starting to make a little bit of a advancement here on the back of Noah Gill. Not only that, he's bringing the Pixel Speed driver Taylor Atkinson with him.
Yeah, Taylor Atkinson has really been eating up the slipstream as well. Definitely gaining positions in part of some battles here and there, but really just tucked into slipstream for the large majority of this this first gas tank. I think what I've seen, Zippy, and unfortunately I've been a victim to myself, if you see a driver go an extra lap, it can really be the detriment of the whole race. That can add up to anywhere between half a second to multiple seconds in the pits, depending on the situation and the length of the pit lane. So it's really important to actually capitalize on fuel even in these 40-minute race with these GT3 cars.
Indeed, it's just wanted to ride on board there with Noah Gill going through turn 1. He goes for a very, very tight line on the inside there of turn 1. Now I have to wonder, was he trying to make a move here on the likes of Bryden Thomas, or indeed was it a little bit more just to try and get a little bit of stability there? Is he finding a certain part of the track a little bit haphazard indeed, as he's trying to make a actually really good exit there, gains a little bit back there on the Corvette ahead in the number 48.
Looks like we have another NW Sim Racing driver coming up behind him with Jonathan Poisson. Going to be a little bit of an NW sandwich here for Noah Gill to deal with.
Definitely not a bad sandwich, indeed, Morgan. But indeed, looking at further through the field, we are absolutely spoiled on bats today. Indeed, I have absolutely loved Road Atlanta since day one. It's always been a track I've gone with. And here we go, likes of Justin Roop and OT Senior, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to see a little bit of teamwork here between these two Street Nights drivers as well. They've got Cody Johnson just ahead. Dalton Edsel, he's up 6 positions, ladies and gentlemen. He is currently the hard charger in the field. Another driver up 6 positions as well would be the likes of Kyle Ilgenfriz back in P18. But certainly, I do have to wonder here, are we going to see even more here from Dalton? He's definitely got a bit of race pace, but right now, he's going to have to work the defensive. 3 drivers behind, all looking to topple him out of P14.
You said it, Zippy. Cody Johnson behind him is 2 positions down from his qualifying position, and he has had someone filling his rearview mirror for all 16 minutes of this race so far. He has been under pressure from drivers, a long list of different names actually, but Cody Johnson continues to be under pressure, so I think he is eager to either utilize Dalton to help break away from the 2 blue cars behind him, or he is hoping that one of them makes a mistake in the battle, because he has been under pressure, and I know he is probably looking for a breather, as I myself would be.
Well, certainly, we're getting an interesting discussion starting to formulate in the chat here. Oasis Sim Racing, 40 is the new 30. Ladies and gentlemen, Reed Lincoln is definitely a bit fitter than I am, but we'll give him that. And indeed, he's packing as well. That man's got a beautiful collection of guns, and certainly, I wouldn't argue with the guy. Not just because of that, but just in general, he's a good guy as well. But certainly, Bad Poison 1, I hurt so much more than I did a decade ago. Well, fair play to you. I can relate to that, and indeed, they encourage you to go in the trades, ladies and gentlemen, but keep in mind as well, it does take a little bit of toll here on the body. And certainly that's what we're going to see what Bryden Thomas is going to experience here, as Noah Gill there applying even more pressure to the back here of the number 48 Corvette.
Backs off a little bit into turn 1 here. No issues there up the hill. That Corvette getting a great drive up here into this brake zone. Takes a lot of curb. Noah runs just a little bit wide here. He's going to unfortunately lose a little bit more time. Going to have to be playing a little bit of chase this lap. Jonathan Poisson in his Lamborghini is looking at that, trying to capitalize, hopefully to link up in a little bit tighter slipstream.
I think what's happened, Noah Gill's had 2 laps in a row there where he's had that Mustang get a little bit loose, and he's learned, he's adapted, and he's very much gone, okay, this is a hazardous spot for me in this car. I'm going to just try and drive a little bit safer. I'm willing to compromise on pace in terms of making sure I get to the end. So certainly a good bit of strategy there. Let's take a look there back further with OT Senior, the driver of the number 44, ladies and gentlemen, Lewis Hamilton's number. If you're not familiar with that gentleman's name, by all means, I don't know if I can call you a motorsport fan at that point. He is indeed a 7-time World Championship Formula 1 driver. Indeed, unofficially 8 times, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I said it. Indeed, OT Senior. I'm hoping he's a fan. He's looking to try and find his way forward past the likes of Cody Johnson.
Yeah, on board in the Porsche here of OT Senior. Actually, 2 more Porsches ahead of him as well with Cody Johnson and Dalton. So we find ourselves with a pack of German makes in the middle of the lot here. A couple drivers deciding to come in for pits here, Zippy. We're at around 18 and a half, closing on 19 minutes now. Some drivers are looking for an earlier pit, hoping to find some clean air, I think.
I've got to be honest, I'm very much surprised that Ian Harris has brought it down pit road. Now, I have to wonder, is he feeling that he was getting a little bit held up behind Max Quinones, or indeed has he just decided, you know what, I've saved my fuel, I can now go into clean air? There's just one problem with that strategy. If he goes out and he's then in open air, he may find his fuel burn is a little bit higher, and he may not make it till the end of the race. Now, I know some of these drivers have been caught and lost at Fuel Light Bingo. Certainly, it's a fantastic game. Play it in your real-world car as well, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly, if you've got an anxious passenger, you'll be surprised just how far a Mazda 2 will go on $40 Canadian a gas. Certainly, that's before gas was ridiculously priced, but 600 kilometers to a tank out of that thing, which is honestly quite impressive. But indeed, it was, I don't know what it was running on, but it's certainly a little bit of hopes and dreams maybe in the mix. But meanwhile, some of these drivers, they're not going to have that luxury. They've got other things on board at keeping them occupied. Indeed, Bryden Thomas has got the likes of Jonathan Presson right behind him. And Taylor Atkinson now looking to apply a bit of pressure here to the two NW Sim Racing drivers. Or not, he pits.
Yeah, looks like he didn't want to have to deal with the NW Sim Racing team for now. I'm going to take a pit and get a couple laps of clean air before having to relink up with them. I think he's hoping he can play a little leapfrog with both of those cars and hopefully jump in front of both of them.
Well, meanwhile, Kevin Desnoyers has been an absolute machine this entire series. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy on his main account is over 8,000 iRating, and you can see why, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly, he is in the Titan class, we're going to call it that, and indeed he's managed to pull away about a 9-second gap there to teammate Edwin Onofre. Certainly pixel speed has indeed shown up with some potent pace. Eric Holzman though, he's I believe he's a little bit of a late joiner. I don't remember seeing him for the entire series, but certainly he's been doing Superlap really proud, and he's currently there rocking P3 yet again.
I have been keeping an eye on the relative for these top 3 drivers, Zippy. A few laps ago when I checked in, the gap was around 1.2 seconds. In the last 10 minutes, it snuck upwards to, looks like around 1.82 seconds now. So Eric Hosbin is putting up quite the fight, but still Edwin with a little bit of pace and able to just kind of edge away lap after lap.
Yeah, you can see it there looking at the timing. He's losing about 2-3 tenths of a second per lap. Certainly, Holzman, he's got great pace, but it's not quite enough. Actually, a huge difference there. And if you're wondering why, ladies and gentlemen, he's brought it down pit road.
Yeah, Edwin Onofre and Kevin both, honestly, they're having different battles tonight, Zippy, and some other nights as well. Driving by yourself, really not being a part of any battle, having anything to engage with, you can find yourself lapsing in focus potentially, and it's important to kind of keep your bearings up on for 40 minutes. We have quite a train coming down pit road here in Matai with some damage that we're going to need to have explained here.
Yeah, I definitely want to see where he picked that up. Indeed, I think these guys get one fast repair. If not, that I'll tell you what, if you can find a mechanic who can change a front clip on a car that quickly, I'll pay them pretty much whatever they ask for, ladies and gentlemen. But certainly, the pit road right now and an absolute onslaught of drivers. The NW Sim Racing guys are pretty much a photo opportunity at this point, as indeed it's going to be busy on the way out of pit road. Oh my.
We do have some fair and reasonable weather for these guys tonight. So you saw no one choosing to take tires this evening in the GT3 cars. It would take far too long to warm those guys up. So these guys are right back at it with their warm tires, just a little bit more fuel and heavier cars.
Oh, that's Archie Woods, ladies and gentlemen. Archie Woods there. He's gone off on the exit there of turn 2, I believe. Turn 2, turn 3. Indeed, but one of the things I do find most amusing, ladies and gentlemen, the band is back together. Ian Harris now. He's managed to get the leg up here on Max Quinones.
Max Quinones around plenty of green cars right now. I'm sure has got to notice that is all NW Sim around him. Also to note, it looks like Jonathan Poisson was able to leapfrog Ian Harris there as well. So Jonathan and his Lamborghini are looking at some clean air and hoping to link up with another NW Sim Racing driver ahead of them, Bryden Thomas.
Indeed, these guys have they've done green very proud, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. I've got a warning here for Noah Gill on lap 16. Let's see what exactly happened there. Noah Gill there making his way in. A little bit of a wiggle there. That Mustang has definitely been a little bit lively, but well held there by Noah.
Yeah, unfortunate. Those Mustangs are a handful once they start acting up.
I am trying to see if I can find out what happened to Matai. I've got an off-track warning from him. Let's take a look at that. Okay, looks clean. Oh dear, and yep, that'll do it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he pit after that.
Which street night driver was that? Do you know?
I believe it was Dan Pancoast. Oh, a bit of contact perhaps. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm going to
now,
say
is that Matthew Baker who took an early pit, now driving with like rear pack drivers? Is that difference in pace there?
Yep. Yeah, there you
Right
go.
there.
Matthew Baker behind. I'm not entirely sure on that one. It looks like maybe a little bit of contact, maybe a little bit of net code, but certainly a unfortunate incident there for Dan Pancoast. And indeed, fair play to Matai to be able to bring it back down and get it down to pit road. But indeed, he's going to be able to work behind the likes of Ian Harris. As I say that, these two guys are now going to duke it out going into turn 10A.
It is the season finale after all, Zippy, so I'm excited to see everyone treating it like an individual and kind of sending it for the full 40 minutes here. The cars are definitely both green, but there is no teammates out there tonight in the finals.
Well, yeah, definitely. It's not going to be a friendly fight, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, Jack Lindner, though, one of the Superlaps drivers, indeed the only Ferrari in the grid. Now, Morgan, maybe you can explain as to why in a few short moments here. We're going to keep an eye on the nose cam here from the likes of that Ferrari. Indeed, as you see, I could have felt sure there was more than one of these guys a minute ago. We lost Ian Harris somewhere. Oh, we got him. Sneaky, sneaky man. He actually managed to sneak by there. There you go. So Ian Harris, yeah, goes by on the inside of Ian Harris, and yeah, sneaky. I was going to say, I felt sure there was two of them a minute ago.
Yeah, it looks like Jack had a great run out of turn one up the hill and was able to make the most of the late braking on the inside.
It looks like Cody Johnson is, yet again, he's had to do a lot of defensive driving today. Poor guy, indeed. The 007 guy has now got the likes of Justin Roof right behind. Certainly, we've seen a lot more Justin Roof here for this final race. Indeed, the BMW, probably the, between that and the AMG, the most experienced car I've got here in the GT3 field. Certainly, the first car I ever drove on iRacing, ladies and gentlemen, was the original AMG GT3. But it looks like Justin Roof here is getting very firmly shown the door there. Goes a little bit deep into 10A, and indeed, that's worked out perfectly for Cody Johnson. He's been able to pull away about 6/10 of a second.
And as you can see, Zippy, passing on some of these corners at Atlanta is very difficult, especially when a driver takes a defensive line like we just saw there out of Cody Johnson in his Oasis Porsche.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake ends in the chat. Apparently, I look 26. If somebody would like to get a tool and pull his head out of somewhere dark, by all means, what a brown nose, but I definitely do appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take a look here further up through the field, though. Jonathan Presson, he's going to have to play a defensive game here. These NW Sim drivers really... well, let's be real, they got 4 of them in the top 10. Actually, 4 of them in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. So indeed, it's looking like a good point sort. Again, for Pixel Speed as well, they got 4 in the top 10 as well. Certainly, attrition is a big part of it, ladies and gentlemen. But certainly, Max Canones, he's in the middle of the sandwich yet again, ladies and gentlemen. He's lost his play friend. There's the one only Mr. Ian Harris. And now he's going to have to deal with his teammates, the likes of Jonathan Presson and Matai George.
Yeah, I think it was an anomaly earlier with Ian Harris. I don't think these other NW drivers are going to be as friendly and be bump drafting him along here. Jonathan Poisson in his Lamborghini he was able to kind of sneak by this group and is now leading the group, but Bryden Thomas is holding firm up there about 2 seconds ahead and is not really letting way to Jonathan Poisson. So I think Jonathan's going to have to deal with this pressure behind him. Maybe stop worrying about the chase ahead right now.
Yeah, certainly looking at pace as well. Bryden Thomas has managed to make it down into the 17s. He's one of the few drivers that have, actually speaking of 17s, Noah Gill, he's managed to make it into the 17s as well. Currently showing his down 10 positions. Definitely had a very loose setup on that Mustang, and I think it's been fast, but I think it may have come back to bite him for the endurance of this race.
Yeah, very similar fastest laps out of Edwin Onofre in P2 and Eric Halsman, but what we do know is racing is a battle of average lap pace, so it's all calculated at the end. It's spread out to an average, and that's always going to be your position no matter how you feel about the race. So Max Quinones with a small incident here. It looks like his car is in okay shape.
Well, let's take a look here at the replay. You see Quinones going there on the outside, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the helicam. Indeed, everything's looking good. Makes his way down towards the absolutely crucial corner. And, oh, a little bit of contact there for one of the NW Sim Racing drivers, I believe. That was Matai.
It's going to be Jonathan.
Oh, it was Jonathan. My bad.
Yeah, it's a Lamborghini there.
Let's take a look at that again from the from Jonathan's point of view. I don't think he was quite expecting him there.
No, you know, Max Quinones did clear him as far as the distance in the car, but I think just in that particular part of the track, it is expected for that driver to kind of leap back up on the inside. Max just cut down a little bit too far, and Jonathan Poisson did exactly that and dove up on the inside back to try to give a good battle for the position. Unfortunately, they came together there and both of them went around. No major damage on either car, both of them able to get back on track, but definitely going to be suffering in points and results for the rest of the evening for that one.
Indeed, it may come to be a expensive mistake here, as Jonathan Poisson now has the likes of about 4 drivers behind. The first one being Cody Johnson. This could be good news for him. He's had to run a defensive, as I say that, exit stage left there for Jonathan Poisson. Maybe a little bit of damage did occur, or indeed a little bit of overheating of the tyres, perhaps. Certainly, if you have a spin in one of these cars, it can end pretty badly. Cody Hager there takes advantage. He finds his way ahead, as does Justin Roof. Dalton Edsel, who's now trying to challenge here, OT Senior. These guys going side by side down the back straight.
Dalton Edsel still very close to being one of the top chargers here. A couple people with 5 and 6 moves. Dalton Edsel finds himself in a battle with OT Senior here. A lot of Porsches in the mid-pack here, Zippy.
I gotta give a shout out there to Man Cave Race Car there. That emoji is absolutely hilarious. By all means, I've actually got a thing. I'll explain it later, but there's like symbols popping up instead of emojis half the time, so the fact I got to see one, let alone that one, was incredibly entertaining here. But it looks like Justin Roof here is going to be able to provide a little bit of backup there to OT Senior.
These street night cars have been very tight together throughout the evening. We have seen a lot of blue cars bumper to bumper. They are trying to currently put Dalton Edsel under some pressure. Dalton himself with a great drive this evening. Checks up a little bit on the inside there. OT Senior, I know, has been feeling very racy. We checked in with him earlier, Zippy. It looked like he was feeling very confident in the Porsche. I know that they do have a quick repair, it looked like, in the pit, so all of these guys' cars are in good shape right now. OT Senior feeling that comfortability, trying to regain confidence right now, and I think he's going to give Dalton the run for his money.
Indeed, this we're going to see if the if teamwork comes into play later on. Justin Roof here, he's got the opportunity. Is he going to be able to give his teammate OT Senior a little bit of a bump, try and push him a little bit closer there to the back of Dalton Edsel? It looks like he's actually holding back at this point. Are we going to see an aggressive move? No, stays behind.
Plays it safe for now. Gets right up close in the bumper there. A little bit different lines for those 2 different vehicles. Dalton with the pedal down, making the most of every length of car he can get between these two.
Indeed, it's
not to mention posting down Cody Johnson ahead of him in Oasis Porsche, who's driving a little bit in no man's land right now. Definitely feels some pressure with Dalton Edsel here on his hard charge coming through the pack at him.
Yeah, certainly the more those guys battle behind, the better it's working out here for the Oasis Sim Racing driver. That is the 007 of Cody Johnson. He's been able to open up that gap to just over a second. Certainly, I don't think it's been quite enough to open up the draft. But indeed, on pace alone, these guys are incredibly close. About 3/10 of a second between all 4 of them, ladies and gentlemen. They are such incredible battle. Actually, further through the field, though, best lap, wow, from Kevin Desnoyers, a 1:16.88. That's hauling, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that is absolutely flying. No further comments. I don't, doesn't need any descriptive text under a 1:16.881. Well out in the lead here. On board with Nathan Block running a little bit wide. The Mustang seems to be a real handful in turn 1, Zippy. A lot of drivers showing a little bit of difficulty with the Mustang there. It looks like he's got some serious damage there.
Yeah, something's definitely come loose here at that left rear corner. So we can go back and find it.
A little bit of crab walking here in the Mustang.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely seems to be a little bit too loose a setup here for the Mustangs indeed, and it's come to pay off. But meanwhile, though, Dalton Etzel has managed to find an extra bit of pace here. He's managed to get right onto the back of Cody Johnson. That gap was about a second. He closed it down to just 0.2 of a second just a few moments ago. And even then, there's more carnage happening behind him. OT Senior and indeed the other Street Nights driver there is the one and only Mr. Justin Roof are getting incredibly close. But I've got to say, Justin, I think your best strategy right now, you need to work together with OT Senior and try and push yourselves both ahead of the likes of the Flow State driver of Dalton Etzel and indeed Oasis Sim Racing's very own Cody Johnson.
Yeah,
oh,
Zippy, that
flag.
kind of team drive.
Oh. Well, that is going to be the end of the race here for Justin Roof. Certainly, he's going to have to serve a drive-through for that, and that does explain indeed. Certainly, I still would have given OT Senior a little bit of a push, try and help him out as best as I could. Meanwhile, though, let's take a look further up through the pack. A absolute onslaught there of NW Sim Racing cars. Indeed, looks like Jack Lidner, he's only at one position, but he's held pretty steady, ladies and gentlemen. He's had consistent pace, and indeed, he's got to try and hold off the likes of Ian Harris right behind in that BMW.
Yeah, we haven't had much screen time with Matei either, but he finds himself in P8 after getting that repair done in the pits earlier for his NW Sim Racing Corvette. Jack Lidner is under some serious pressure here from Ian Harris. We know Ian Harris has been feeling comfortable in this car tonight. We mentioned the pace he was bringing to just the first few laps, and here we are, Zippy, coming up on 5 minutes left in the race, and he is continuing to push and find pace on the drivers around him. So Ian Harris definitely bringing the heat in his BMW tonight.
Indeed.
Bless.
Oh, thanks. I don't think they heard me, and if you did, I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. But certainly, I do have to wonder here, from a team strategy point of view, I wonder if there's anything that 29 can do to try and help his help the teammate, the number 25. I mean, what can you do to really try and basically give your teammate an advantage here? I mean, he could back it up, but it may end up working out against him, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, he could slow it down, but I think they actually, when I think about, who would be the best driver to demonstrate that, Carlos Sainz, ladies and gentlemen, I certainly remember him being, I believe it was in a Ferrari, was able to gap it correctly, that he was able to keep his teammate in DRS. I have a feeling that could be a potential challenge. No DRS on GT3 car, but damn it, that would be cool. But meanwhile, though, let's take a bit further look back. As indeed, these two guys making a lot of screen time today, Noah Gill and Max Quinones. Gill looking to try and make a little bit of a recovery through the field, but it looks like they got the likes of one of the Street Night drivers just ahead of them as well, who I do believe may be on a different lap. Yes, they are.
Does look that way. Archie Woods, after his incident earlier, was down to around P14, finds himself in P11 now, so gained a couple more positions there as the pit cycled out and the incident settled in.
Yes, that's Andrew Way. He's currently a lap down, ladies and gentlemen, but despite that, he's still up one position, so fair play to him. He lets these guys go by. Meanwhile, though, these guys are going to absolutely duke it out. It's good to see some good sportsmanship there. Indeed, Max Quinones is going to have to be on the defensive. We know Gill's got incredible pace here today. Indeed, I'd say he's without a doubt top 6, top 7 pace today. Just the Mustang being a little bit too unstable for the majority of the race.
Yeah, you said it. May just need a small line adjustment. Could just be seat time.
Oh.
You never know.
Oh.
With about 4 minutes on the clock, not sure what's happening here to Jack Lidner. If he did need a little bit of extra fuel, it looks like he's just going to jump the gun and get it now and to get it over with. Yeah,
that's definitely a costly mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it's good to get a little bit light on fuel, but should you find yourself lacking a little bit there, it's an expensive price to pay, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that's definitely unsettled his race now. But meanwhile, we're keeping an eye here on Max Quinones versus Noah Gill. This is the battle for P11. And I've got to say, fair play from Quinones. He's been in some great battles today. And indeed, Flow State really well represented in the form of Noah Gill. I have to wonder, though, can he tame that Mustang or find his way up into P11?
The Mustang just has so much grip out of those S-curves on that uphill left-hander, taking the cars over the curb. I think passing at Atlanta, Zippy, is really a battle of timing. It's not always about lap pace and draft. You really have to time the exit. You need a better exit, and two, it needs to be timed well to capitalize on the draft into the next brake zone. Otherwise, these drivers are always going to be able to put up quite a stinker on their defensive lines.
Certainly myself, I always found that 10A, 10B, that's not where I'd get the pass, but it was where I'd be able to initiate a pass heading into the right-hander. Whoa, look at that. That's a late on the brakes there. And that's contact, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, that's actually kind of poetic there. The lap car of Andrew Way goes through, and indeed the... oh, that's good sportsmanship there from Noah Gill. Let's Max Canones get back on track. That's beautiful sportsmanship indeed.
Yeah, a few drivers coming through on the relative there. Well done by Noah Gill to play it safe and get a safe rejoin here with the last 5 minutes on the clock for all of these drivers.
Well, it looks like for his troubles, he has been given a black flag, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely unfortunate. I've got to say, Noah, you had incredible pace today. Certainly, that Mustang proving to be a little bit of a wildfire there as well. Meanwhile, though, Max Canones, he's now got some more people to play with, ladies and gentlemen. Dalton Etzel, he's up an astonishing 8 positions so far. Cody Haygood, he's a little bit further back. He's up an astonishing 6 positions as well. Kyle Elkenfriz, he's not somebody we see too often. He's up 6 positions as well. Good drive by him as well. Taking a look, though, Ryan Hennepin looks like he's got a battle going on with himself and Taylor Atkinson.
Taylor Atkinson finds himself well up in the top 10 this evening. Right now in position 6, following Ryan Hennepin in P5. I think the gap in front of them is a little bit too large to conquer now, so this is the battle for Taylor Atkinson and the rest of his race.
Indeed, it looks like Hennepin there is going to have to put on a defensive drive again. Goes to the inside to break the toe, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, you can make a pass going around turn 1. It's scary, but you can do it indeed. It's definitely a high-speed game of chicken there as you make your way over that blind crest. Indeed, I was surprised we saw a pass here earlier. That is one of the places I did not expect to see a pass. Definitely a high-risk strategy, but indeed, myself, try and carry as much speed as you possibly can. Get a good exit, and indeed, maybe try and line something up, heading down the back straight.
Yeah, as I mentioned last lap, it is all about timing here. So Taylor Atkinson is finding himself in a great spot here to sneak up in this brake zone and make the most of this slipstream. Needs a good exit here following Ryan. That's well done. I don't know if he's going to get the chance here, Zippy, but he's gonna take a look. I think he may get one more lap after this.
Well, indeed, it looks like Kevin Desnoyers did indeed cross the start-finish line, and this is going to be the... it's got to be the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, as he's absolutely ran away with it so far. He's cleared by about 15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, we'll keep an eye on him. He's about to make his way up on another battle right ahead of him, actually. That looks like one of the Flow State drivers, I believe. Wowzer. So Kevin Desnoyers is about to lap P13, ladies and gentlemen.
An unbelievable drive. I think that just goes to show the short track here at Atlanta, though, only around a minute and 20 seconds around the track. So someone like Kevin is going to be coming around into your rear view very quickly here at Atlanta.
Well, you know what the good thing is? He's currently behind these drivers, so they get to battle for one more lap. Certainly, that could be a good thing for him. It could be a bad thing. Certainly, it looks like they've got enough fuel there. So that's not worked out for OT Senior. He needed the noise to get ahead. He's had to bring it down pit road. But indeed, these two guys... Oh, sorry, Kevin. Attaboy. Takes the win.
It's a great season out of Kevin. I'm sure he's happy with the medals he's going to be taking home from this year's efforts. Well, Atkinson here onto the back straight. Zippy, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it done. This would be quite the send from this distance. Maybe hoping that Ryan Hennepin makes a mistake here in 10A and 10B to get the position.
Well, the Porsche is notoriously good on the brakes, and there you go. He's putting that to as much use as he possibly can. Gets checked up a little bit there as they make their way through 10A. Can he carry the momentum up over the hill and through the final corner? I have a feeling Hennepin saw it coming. He knew where he needed to place that car, and indeed, it's going to work out for him. Hennepin is going to hold on to P5. Taylor Atkinson's going to have to settle for P6, but certainly a good charge there. He's up an incredible 6 positions. Further back, though, Matai, he had a good race as well. He managed to stay exactly where he was. Brian Thomas, though, up 2 positions as well. Let's head a little bit further back, though. Dalton Etzel, can he find his way past Max Canones in the final stages of this race?
Dalton Etzel here up 7 positions, find himself behind Max Canones. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it done, but both of these drivers having very exciting races tonight. Very fun to watch and check in with them periodically as they had their battles.
Well, indeed, again, looks like we're getting a podium photo opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. We call it a Kodak moment here, but we've got Edwin Onofre in the middle, Eric Holzman on your, his left-hand side, indeed the right-hand side. Certainly, guys, I'm going to drop a hint here to Man Cave Racer, actually. This sounds like your department. That would be a good time to take the replay and get some good photos, and indeed have that as your final poster. I think that would be an absolute belter. As here you go, Matthew Baker has said, thank you very much. Eric Halsman, you're in my spot. The Pixel Speed drivers line up on the back straight for a photo opportunity.
Cars were all looking very good this season. Zippy Pixel Speed with a very prominent blue, easy to spot on the track. As we see a Street Knights driver sneak their way through.
Well, I've got to say, Morgan, that was an absolute belter of a race. Certainly, I do love myself a little bit of Road Atlanta. But let's take a look here at the results. Well, Kevin Desnoyers took the win with an absolutely incredible pace there, with Edwin Onofre taking second. Eric Holzman puts it in third for Superlap. Again, another really good drive for him with Matthew Baker. Better qualifying from him today. He manages to finish in fourth. Ryan Hennepin, the highest place of the NW Sim Racing drivers, he takes fifth with Taylor Atkinson in sixth. Brian Thomas takes seventh with Matai Joy in eighth with Archie Woods. That's actually, I think, his personal best finish here in ninth with Cody Johnson. I think that might be his personal best as well, leading the way with Oasis Sim Racing in 10th.
In 11th place, we had Max Quinones up 3 positions altogether, but behind them, one of our hard chargers, Dalton Etzel for Flow State in position 12. Ian Harris with a good race in his BMW for 13th place, followed by Jonathan Poisson, another NW Sim racer for 14th. OT Senior in 15th, followed by Jack Lidner for Superlaps in 16th. Kyle Ilgen Fritz and Chad Cornett for Flow State in 17th and 18th, followed by Carson Schullenberger and Justin Ruth for 19th and 20th.
Having a look there, in 21st, we had Rodney Gibson with Noah Gill. He definitely had all-star pace today, but was not able to deliver over the course of the event. Certainly, Noah, I feel for you. An unstable setup is quick, but it definitely can bite, and indeed, he was bitten. He takes 22nd with Andrew Way in 23rd. Cody Haygood takes 24th with Ryan Oliver in 25th. Nathan Block, definitely an unfortunate incident for him in 26th. And indeed, Dan Pankos, I'm not quite sure what happened with that one. Maybe a little bit of neck code there. He has to settle for 27, but certainly Dan loved the support throughout the season as well. Huge thanks to him.
What an absolute amazing season of shop versus shop for the premier season here for these guys. I'm very excited to catch up with a couple of the drivers, maybe even get some of their thoughts on looking forward to next season.
Well, do the honors, Morgan.
Well, thank you for joining us here. We have Kevin Desnoyers with us. Kevin, how was your trip around Atlanta tonight? Looked like some fair weather and some clean air for you.
Oh, it was great. It was actually kind of nice and relaxing. It went by so fast because it's such a short track, but yeah, it was a nice race. Just tried to keep it clean, no incidents, no weird curve bouncing, and yeah, just kept driving.
So as we wrap up the shop versus shop series here in the finale here at Atlanta, what do you think are some of the highlights here that shop versus shop is doing right? What are some of your go-to, the things you look forward to most weekly here signing in on Tuesday nights?
What I look forward to is just like the challenge of kind of like having to adapt to, everyone has to run specific equipment. Everyone's in their own little places. They can like discuss strategies or whatever, talk with their team. I mean, it's also like a solo championship, so there's also that battle. But yeah, I think just kind of a little bit more of like an equal playing field. I feel like that's like the nice thing. Even though each shop has their own different things, yeah, it's a bit more even.
Absolutely. A great drive out of you tonight, and also your teammate Edwin behind was able to hold off the Superlaps driver Eric Husband there pretty confidently through the second half of the race. A good championship result for Pixel Speed. How do you feel about your team winning the championship and also potentially even bringing in some new competition for next season?
Yeah, I'm just really happy with everyone here at Pixel Speed. Shout out to Boston, all the sponsors here, and just this whole league. I feel like for the first time this has happened. That I don't know of any other shop versus shop and sim racing thing that has happened, but I think it went decently well, and I think definitely it'll bring in more attention and try to get better competition for the future. And Edwin did a really good job.
Well, the sim racing is definitely a labor of love, and we know that everyone that cares about this is going to be applying themselves, so I think it's only up from here. It was a great first season. Thanks so much for leading the charge weekly here with your Aston Martin. It was a pleasure to watch. Is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just shout out Boston, all my teammates, Edwin, Max, Taylor, Matthew. Everyone did a good job. Also, all the competition. I appreciate them coming out. Some people have like 4-hour drives. That's kind of crazy, but I respect the passion. That's what it's all about.
You got it. Thank you so much, Kevin. Have a
Yeah.
good rest of your evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, definitely a absolutely incredible performance from him throughout the majority of the season. But we managed to bring his teammate in here. Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher, it's Edwin Onofre. Certainly, Edwin, Road Atlanta, one of my personal favorite tracks. A little bit of a quiet one for you, but let's talk more about the entire season. What's been the highlights for you? Indeed, what do you look forward to seeing from season 2?
Highlights of the season is that I've been getting put-ins every week. I was not expecting this to be the case, but I do appreciate it. It was a good time trying out a different rig away from home, but it was a lot of fun trying to learn about the different experiences I have, and especially if we can allow more people to come over and participate for the next season, that would be great. I'd like to see some more competition, but I do like, most importantly, seeing that there's more people interested in it, and that's how we can expand sim racing, and then that's how everybody will suddenly, there's a huge interest in it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of this season for all of us. The other thing, I'm thinking I'm going to try to beat Kevin. We're teammates, but we are still drivers at heart. We are still competitive racers at heart. Either way, it was been a pretty fun season overall.
Well, I gotta say, Kevin is here in the interview booth as well. Kevin, how do you feel about Edwin saying that he's going to basically topple you off the top step?
I mean, I fully expect it. Teammates, even if you're teammates, everyone wants to fight each other. Everyone wants to be the winner. Everyone wants to be the best. It is what it is. That's just racing.
Well, certainly, I'm looking forward to seeing that unfold. But Edwin, I gotta say, your interview last time, we honestly wondered if we had you on payroll. But would you like to do your bit here? Certainly, you've been a great advocate for the series as well. Do your thing. I know you're good at it. Let's hear some of your promotional side here for the Shop vs. Shop series.
So for the Shop vs. Shop series, anybody can come in, anybody of any ages, as long as you know that you're going to be getting to a rig and experiencing some heart-pumping action with competitors side by side every week, and it's all broadcasted to you, so that way you can go ahead and get yourself a little bit of exposure and seeing your best moments out of this league. So season 2 is coming up. Stay tuned for that real shortly. We're going to have more shops coming in. We're going to have more competitors, same veterans and new faces, or probably new virtual drivers on iRacing. So coming on, you're more than welcome to join in on the fun. Hook us up. We'll let you know about it. Get us into the league. And I'm looking forward to racing with you guys real soon too. And shout out to Pit Road Productions on YouTube. You guys are really good, really extraordinary at creating and producing the series for us. So I can't thank you enough for that. Great clap right there. Great.
I gotta say, Edwin, you've been an absolute legend in the interview booth. Certainly a huge thank you to yourself here. But we're gonna leave the 2 Pixel Speed drivers to it. Reese, it's the first time I've done that all show. Morgan, I understand you've been able to catch up with our 3rd place finisher, Eric Osmond.
Yeah, Eric, able to keep the Mercedes underneath you from start to finish this evening. A good result there in the 3rd step of the podium for Superlaps this evening. How was your race at Atlanta, and how do you feel about the, kind of the finale here at Shop vs. Shop?
Appreciate it. It was such a blast to race. Road Atlanta is such a fun track, lots of bouncy curves, lots of great hard braking zones for battles. I didn't get quite the qualifying I wanted. I got an off track on my first lap, so I just had to play it safe on lap 2. But had some phenomenal racing with Matthew and Noah and Ryan there, and was able to get up to Edwin at the beginning and just tried to keep with him, but just kind of chewed up my tires a little bit too much in the draft there. Rode a lot of high downforce corners, and so I wasn't able to keep a hold of the tires as well as I wanted, and he had a phenomenal pit stop again and got a couple seconds on me there. So it was just kind of managing the tires and just making sure I didn't make any big mistakes and just keeping pace. And so mad respect to Edwin and all the other drivers, and Kevin, congrats on the win there. It was such a phenomenal race, lots of really fast guys out there.
Yeah, your team Superlaps, Eric, had an extremely good try tonight with Noah Gill putting down some serious heat on some of his lap times, as well as Dalton Etzel with some hard-charging moves. How do you think your team's going to fare going into next season? Are you guys going to practice together? Are you going to get together in the intermittent time? What's that look like for Superlaps before Season 2 starts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We were definitely looking at Northwest Sim Racing because I think they were second going into this race in the team championship. So Jack, Ryan, Archie, and Rodney, we've all been practicing. We typically, since races are on Tuesdays, we try and come in and practice in person on Thursdays and give each other tips and run side by side. So it's a lot of fun. One of the great things about running a series like this is that in-person aspect, really getting to come to the studio and be here at Superlap and drive together. And so definitely for season 2, we're going to be working together, practicing even more, and really looking to secure that, hopefully beat out Northwest, and maybe we'll take a run at Pixel Speed.
Absolutely. NW Sim Racing putting up quite the battle this season as well. Pixel Speed able to capitalize on some podiums there with Kevin and make the most of the team championship. But the rest of the teams are very close and had some great battling as far as the team championship went. So a very exciting finish here for Atlanta. What are some tracks you maybe hope to see next season for season 2? Maybe we can kind of plant the seeds and watch them grow, Eric, here, and see if we can get one of your favorite tracks on the list.
There's a lot of good race tracks on the circuit. Honestly, I really love Algarve. That one, Portimao's just such a fun track. It's like a roller coaster going up and down. Sebring's another favorite of mine, probably my favorite of the flat tracks. Yeah, it's still driving a lot of the tracks in iRacing, kind of learning some of them, and I'm always excited to learn, especially the niche tracks that people don't drive a lot. So it's always fun to be at Road Atlanta or Sebring or Road America, the really popular ones, but it's cool to kind of branch out and see the ones you don't get to see a lot.
Yeah, I think this series is very unique in the sense that you guys are all part of small communities over there in your own right, doing your own thing, and then all showing up to kind of race as a team and compete against each other. So it's very unique in that aspect. You guys do have some people to bounce ideas off, some people to train with, and that's all very exciting. Before we let you go at the finale here, is there anyone you want to say goodbye to before we go on a small pause for season 2?
Absolutely. Well, huge shout out to Pit Road Productions for putting on an amazing broadcast. Like I said, it's so much fun to have that real driver element to be able to watch the races afterwards and watch everyone competing and see all the fun battles. And again, having that Discord to really talk with people like Edwin, Kevin, and all the Northwest Pixel Speed guys, Oasis guys, Flow State guys. It's such a fun community and organization. Shout out to Superlap if you're ever in the Berkeley, Michigan area, Metro Detroit. Come on over to Superlap. Really phenomenal studio here. Come meet Dan, the owner. I'm really thankful to him for getting us involved in this, and thankful to my teammates, Jack, Archie, Ryan, and Rodney. They've all been super helpful and super wonderful, helping me prep for these races and getting that track time. And also shout out to Jake, our team manager. He's just such a great guy, just tons of wisdom, tons of racing experience, and we're really fortunate to have him on board. So excited to see the next season and see where Shop v Shop goes. So thank you guys so much for putting this on, and hopefully I'll see you next time.
Of course, we're absolutely looking forward to it, Eric. Be safe in the intermittent time. Enjoy your time with your team and training, and we will see you next time for Shop vs. Shop.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's definitely good to catch up there with Dalton Etzel. And indeed, that's Dalton Etzel. I'm getting confused. Eric Holzman. Ladies and gentlemen, now we've got the likes of Dalton Etzel. So, Dalton, certainly a fantastic race for yourself, the leading Flow State driver as well. Road Atlanta, was that a track that really you just sort of like hit home? Tell us a little bit about your experience there.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not feel good really at all that whole race. I felt that I definitely had room to improve and just couldn't figure it out. There was a lot of guys, I think it was Cody Johnson I was battling with, and every lap coming around that hairpin to the backstretch, I would try and be close to him to get his draft and just couldn't get there. But I think we finished P12, so I'll take it from starting 20th.
Well, certainly, it can be hard getting just comfortable in the car and getting comfortable in the track. But Dalton, you had some good charge through the field as well. I think honestly, you're underselling yourself on this one, sir. Indeed, it was a great performance. But shop versus shop, it's been 6 rounds of absolutely fantastic racing. What were some of the highlights for you here?
Probably, probably last week at Algarve. Never running that track. And finishing, I forget where I finished. Definitely Daytona. I think I ran 8th at Daytona. That was a track that I was most confident in running the Daytona 24 earlier this year. So getting some good results there that's not an endurance race was pretty cool. Yeah, Daytona and Algarve stick out the most for me.
Well, certainly, Dalton, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here in the series and indeed in the booth. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
I got to shout out everybody here that I've raced with, everybody on my team here, the guy that runs the show here at Flow State, Ian, and my driving coach, if you will, Ethan Hanshoe. My mom and my grandparents who've watched every race supporting me when I feel like I'm down in the dumps. They just tell me to keep on going. Everybody does. So thanks for everybody. And Pit Road Productions.
I gotta say, I do love it when the guys in the booth give us a little bit of love as well, and certainly as well, a huge thanks to your family as well for joining in and watching the channel. And certainly, Dalton, honestly, sometimes just from my own experience, sometimes it can feel like it's a bit of a rough race, but you'd be surprised. A lap that feels slow, often it's smoother and it's actually one of the quicker laps. So I think with more time, more seat time as well, get down to Flow State even more, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, spend some time with them. You think you're going to see even more from the driver of the 22. Ladies and gentlemen, it was indeed Dalton Etzel representing Flow State here at Road Atlanta.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for our final interview in the booth, this is the man who has worked very, very, very hard behind the scenes, and certainly he has my sympathies for being able to organize such an event. He's had some good help along the way. Indeed, all of the shops taking part, and indeed his manager as well, Wyatt. A huge shout out to him. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Reed Lincoln here in the booth from iRacing Sim Racing. Reed, it's been an absolute belter of a debut season. Certainly some lessons learned, and even more coming. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh man, we've been so excited. This season's been amazing. You know, shout out to every participant, every shop. Without the collective group and the community of everybody, this event would be nothing. We're so excited. This has been amazing. We've developed some great friendships and some amazing stuff with some different sim centers. We're excited for season 2. We've learned a lot through season 1, so we're excited to apply some new avenues. Sounds like we got some sponsors involved, so the prize pool is going to definitely increase. We got some cool things on the lines, so we're super excited to get season 2 underway here in the next few short days.
I'm definitely looking forward to it, and certainly I think the biggest thing as well is, like, I have a local sim center and I like the guy, but trying to reach him, I think I'm going to be able to, get wine or beer out of a rock before this guy is prompt at replying to messages. He's a nice guy. He's a busy guy. And certainly yourself, as a business owner, you can relate. But I think one of the challenges with, like, having a sim center is, okay, how do you take it from, like, okay, somebody just dropping in, having some fun, and then, they either buy a cockpit and get into it and go down that avenue, which we're all, a large portion of us are guilty of. I know you definitely are. I know Morgan is, and I know I 100% I am. 7 years doing it, ladies and gentlemen. But indeed, going from a sim center and then adding an extra level of competition, like, if you think about it, in some ways it's a bit like going for a casual kick around the field with football to now all of a sudden they're competing in the FA Cup. I think what you've done is create that environment for which I'm damn proud of you for doing it, and indeed, you're bringing a whole other dynamic that we've not seen here before. Power to you, Reed. It's certainly not been an easy challenge for sure, but I'm looking forward to see what's coming next.
No, I appreciate it. I wish I could take all the credit, but at the end of the day, we've had so many hands involved in this to make it what it is. Massive shout out to Wyatt. I mean, there's nothing would be done without his help in this series. So that's been amazing. Boston over at Pixel Speed has been a great help. Jared over at SKR. Ian, I mean, everybody has had their hands in to make this event what it is. So can't thank every sim center enough for being involved, giving feedback, helping us along the way. And like I said, all that does is just make the series better for season 2. If we start getting the same reports from the drivers, if they're continuing to have this much fun, we're not doing anything wrong. That's the best thing that we've seen out of this is the drivers have enjoyed it. So at least lets us know we're on the right track with this.
No, I don't think it's just the drivers as well. Honestly, Reed, I've been absolutely blown away with the series so far. Holding a record on Pit Road Productions, actually, we saw about 70 concurrent viewers during the live stream. Don't get me wrong, I don't know how we managed it. I'm putting that blame pretty much entirely on you guys, but indeed, it's really shook things up here, and it was a good shake-up. Certainly, it's good to see we've seen a little bit more traffic as well. But honestly, Reed, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to some updates as well. Certainly, we've had a few ideas behind the scenes as well, and I'd love to certainly get my local shop involved. And certainly, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching and you do have like a local sim racing center, I want you to email me and tell me about it. I need you to do that, because then what I'm going to do is have them talk to this gentleman who's in the interview booth with me, Reed Lincoln. Certainly, I'd love to see more shops. Reed, don't get me wrong. I think the iRacing cap's about 54 cars. How many of them do you reckon you're going to have filled for next season?
So tentative ideas for next season. We had 6 shops this season. Our goal is 10 shops for next season. So we definitely want to increase the participation side. We may limit it to about 40 drivers overall, so about 4 drivers per shop. We are still hard kind of locking these ideas out, but we definitely want to get more shops involved.
Well, certainly, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And not only that, this is just in GT3 right now. What if we almost had a 2-race format, for example? You could have, like, you know, some of the newer drivers rocking out. Spec Ford, I'm biased, we know this. Spec Racer Ford race followed by the likes of a GT3, or even a multi-class race potentially as well. There is all sorts of different ideas, all sorts of potential, but I've got to say, Reed, it's been an absolute pleasure. And again, a huge thank you from myself, from all of us here on Pit Road Productions. We're looking forward to season 2. Again, looking like the middle of May, ladies and gentlemen. Qualification is now going to be going into play very, very shortly. But I guess at this point, Morgan, we should probably bring the show to a close, and indeed to bring this close to the season as well.
Yeah,
You guys have been amazing.
I really appreciate
I gotta throw it out one time. Pit Road has been phenomenal from day one. I can't thank you guys enough for making this series what it has been. So thank you from everybody.
Well, I gotta admit,
I think when the racing's that good and the series is put together so well, it's easy to add to the pile, and we're happy to be here. I myself am very excited to be a part of Pit Road and be able to be a part of Shop versus Shop. So thanks so much for having me. Hopefully on to the next season.
Oh, indeed. I got to say, Reed, this is why we don't do cameras at the end, because stuff like that adds a level to it. Certainly, it's good to be appreciated. Not every profession I've ever been in has that. Certainly, my current gig, you know what? It's pretty good. I am appreciated, and it doesn't happen everywhere. Certainly, yeah. But here at Pit Road Productions, you know what? Making you guys happy is definitely a huge part of the goal here. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been joined in for the Shop versus Shop series. My name is Daniel Zippy Salmon, and joining me in the production booth today, the one and only Mr. Smorgan Smith, and at the very end, Mr. Reed Lincoln from Oasis Sim Racing. Again, a huge shout out to himself, and indeed all of the shops taking part as well. A huge shout out to Wyatt, especially as well. He's a very hard-working man, a very patient man. He's had to deal with me, so definitely give him props where I do. And indeed, he has delivered on everything we've asked for. But ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Shop vs. Shop series here at Road Atlanta. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for Season 2.